that's our cue.
It is our cue.
Welcome to Hope for Hale Center.
Yeah.
We are live at Jerusalem Community Baptist
Right.
Church in Hale Center.
Exactly. And today is Wednesday, May the 8th, 2019.
You're all prepared for that, huh?
Well, I had to think, yes. I've been wanting to say March for some reason. Starts with an M.
Well, you could do that, but it'd be kind of like Russell. You'd have to back up and start over.
One more time.
We're going to have fun tonight,
Yes,
and
we are.
we've got some wonderful guests here tonight.
Yes.
As you've probably noticed on the screen that was there before we started, we're welcoming someone to the set tonight that will open your eyes to some really neat things over in Plainview about Broadway treasures and what that's all
Yeah.
about. We'll talk and visit with Tasha Canales, who is the biggest ginger lover in the world, I think.
Yes, yes.
And where we had teased and promoted that Wendy Baker would be back singing, it's Wendy and Friends tonight.
Yay.
She's I'm telling you, the sound check tonight was really fun because
Yeah.
the sounds are just awesome. It's really nice. Her dad, Russell, will be singing harmony and playing guitar with her, and our friend Nelda Bartley
He
will
almost
be
said
playing.
Linda
No, I
again.
didn't.
Yes, you did. I saw
thought,
the
what
L
is
come
her
out.
name? Anyway, Nelda will be playing keyboards and singing harmony and some really pretty songs. And one of the things that really excites me, Wendy, is are you starting with the song, the Heart of Worship?
No.
No, okay. Well,
Oh.
she's going to be doing a song that my great production skills
Second
cut off
part.
the audio of it the last time that she was here and performed. So we'll get to
We
hear
got
that. That's one of our
We got to hear the
favorites.
beginning and the very end of it, though.
Yeah, guess that's the really best part.
I
huh?
know.
But anyway, also Travis Street, who hasn't arrived yet, and we've
Yeah.
spoken with him a couple of times and confirmed with him last night. So you're watching this live, and we're waiting
Yeah.
on him right now in
Pray
real
for
time.
his safety.
Pray for
whatever
his
is going
safety,
on.
because a young man of God, a family man, and he hasn't made it here yet, and I believe that he would be here if there wasn't something great coming up in his way.
Do you think he got lost in Hale Center?
You know, he may
Do you
be
think
over
he
on-
got lost?
going in circles on the loop, I suppose.
Yeah,
I
or
don't
went
know.
to the wrong church like a couple of girls tried to do. Maybe.
That's right, yeah. Unnamed girls named Samantha and Bianca.
Yeah,
But anyway, prayers going up for Brother Travis that he
Yes.
will get here soon.
exactly.
Now, as we like to start off, before we get into Sally's Corner and see what's going on around town, we're going to open up with a little word from the Word this evening. And I think this is undoubtedly the greatest sermon ever preached. And I'm just going to read you a little segment out of it. But from Matthew chapter 5, this is from the Sermon on the Mount, and it's affectionately called the Beatitudes. And seeing the multitudes, Jesus went up into a mountain, and when he was set, his disciples came unto him. And he opened his mouth and taught them, saying, Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are they that mourn, for they shall be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God. And blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are ye, when men shall revile you and persecute you, and say all manner of evil against you falsely for my name's sake. Rejoice, and be exceeding glad, for great is your reward in heaven. For so persecuted they the prophets which were before you. Ye are the salt of the earth. But if the salt has lost his savor, wherewith shall it be salted? It is thenceforth good for nothing but to be cast out and trodden under foot of men. Ye are the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hid. Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, and it giveth light unto all that are in the house. Let your light so shine before men, that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven.
Amen.
Jesus, those beautiful red letters. Matthew chapter 5, 1 through 16.
Yes.
God bless you. May the word
Yeah.
of God go deep into your heart.
Amen.
Yeah, I like
my
that.
favorite, yes.
That is mine too.
Yes.
Well, it's that time that we want to catch you up on everything that's going on around town. And I know one of the things is the vaccination deal is coming up shortly, isn't it?
Don't
Have you
give
guys?
it. I
That's
don't
a
give it
teaser. It's a
away.
teaser.
Oh,
I don't know
yes.
anything about it.
You don't know. You
but
know
it's appropriate
nothing.
because because our pet lover friend is
Yeah,
here
that's
tonight,
true.
too. So this is what we like to
Yeah.
affectionately refer to as Sally's Corner, and we still don't have music or applause, but maybe some
No.
applause.
Yay! Thank you, thank you. Guess y'all are so silly. But okay, this of course this is May 8th, 2019.
Not March.
And, no, it's not March. And this Saturday is the pet vaccination day. You know, I was thinking, weather permitting, once again. You know, the weather was really bad last time when they scheduled for the pet vaccination there at the City Hall. And this time, hopefully and prayerfully, we don't have rain coming in this Saturday from 2 to 4. But it will be at the fire department here in Hale Center. And if you have any questions as far as, you know, what vaccinations, what the prices are, just, you know, go to the website, the City of Hale Center, and they will have all the prices there and what vaccinations they're doing. And this Sunday, of course, is Mother's Day, and pretty well everyone, are you, Mama? Just with your pet children, okay.
Still.
Pretty well all the girls in here, most of us are moms, and but this Sunday is Mother's Day. You do have a mama that was going to be here and she didn't come. I miss seeing you and meeting you, but so bring your moms to church here at Jerusalem Community Baptist Church, and we start at 11 o'clock, and we will have a special gift for the moms. So
That's right.
yeah.
Yeah.
And hopefully pretty well your family will probably all be here.
I think so.
hopefully.
Don't say that. That's not a drawing
Oh, that
card,
puts-
is it?
I don't know.
I hope they're not watching. They'll want to come see my mom.
Yes, they will.
And my
And your
sister.
sister. And
And
your
my
niece.
niece. Okay.
Yeah.
Bought myself out of there.
And then, let's see. And then we received, or it really was to you, but we received a letter from a very, very dear, sweet lady here in town. And I'm going to let Terry talk about it for just a second, because it really, it blessed my heart, but especially blessed my sweetheart's
Well, this
heart.
is neat because, and I'll try to keep this brief, but it's really a neat story. As you know, we mention each week that this is viewer supported, and we take from the little church fund. And our main camera was $850. We've got to get another one at least. We've got cables, we've got monitors, all of this, and it's all paid for. We don't have any debt. But we need to get another camera, and now we're putting it on DVD, and we're starting to get those circulated.
Yeah.
There are people that don't have internet and shut-ins, and people, some local and some away, and all of that's free. We give away the DVDs. We've gotten a DVD duplicator, but we need funding. And as we've mentioned, and it goes across the scroll on the bottom of the screen, reviewer supported, and if the Lord's touching you, please be a part and send a donation, whether it's regular or one time. But I went to the post office this week, and I got a letter from someone, and I don't want to give too many specifics, but it's somebody that's known me since I was little and taught me Sunday school, and she's watching right now. And I got the absolutely most precious, encouraging letter I could have gotten from anyone. And I don't doubt that if I said her name, everyone watching and anybody that will watch this would know who it is. And our heart was just overwhelmed, and there was a nice, sizable little gift that was put in there. And she just blessed this. So as you're watching tonight, I want you to know what a big part you and your husband have been in my life, and what a big part now you're doing to further the gospel with your gift and with your prayers and your words of encouragement. Thank you. Sally and I were so moved by it. Your thank you card is already in the mail. You should probably get it tomorrow.
Yeah.
And
And
there wasn't
you know-
enough room in it to tell you how much you meant to us.
Right. And speaking of the prayers, I did not realize that she was one of those that prayed for me back in 1996 when I almost died from blood
That's right.
clots. And, you know, she said that she didn't even know me at that point,
Right.
but your mom had asked for prayers for me, and I believe with my whole heart that was the prayers of
Oh, I
Health
do too.
Center churches here, the people praying for me, and all over the country.
That's why you're still
So,
around.
That's right.
Well,
God
we love
has-
you
has
very
his
much,
mercy.
and thank you for your show of support.
Yeah, yeah. So, and then next week's Hope for Health Center, our guests will be Mac and Perry McDonald.
Mac!
Mac McDonald.
Raymond McDonald, for those of you that don't know her that.
Yeah, I just know him as Mac,
Mac.
but he really is Raymond McDonald. And then Terry Timms is going to be our testimony guest. That'll be a lot of fun.
Our
He's
constable?
Yes, he's our constable. He used to be our police chief.
That's right.
For a long
That's
time.
right.
And then the musical guest will be Jonathan Jimenez.
Looking forward to that.
Yes, we are.
He's
yes.
he's a bundle of excitement.
He is. And then the next week he's going to come and give his testimony.
That's right.
So
I like that.
Yeah, I do too.
All
I
right.
do too.
Awesome.
So the only other thing we have is, we were all talking about the bee situation here at the church, and it's been really a testy thing. Just kind of like, what are we going to do this summer when we have bees? They were here in this building.
Yeah,
for a
when it gets
long,
hot,
long,
they get
long
very
time.
aggressive.
Yeah, for probably 30-something years. And anyway, we thought we need to do something about this, and we didn't want to kill off the bees. There were a lot of them. So we had a beekeeper from New Mexico come, and you want me to tell this? You want to tell? Okay. And she kind of came with her friend, and they estimated back here in the fellowship hall that the size of this beehive was probably 4 men. It took up probably at least a quarter of that room, maybe half of it. But anyways, she was going to come in and take that hive out, and she came down sick. So she contacted.
I would have too.
Yeah, I know. And it's a long way from
It
New
was
Mexico
actually her
too.
partner that came down sick. She had to stay and take care of that other person.
Oh, really? Oh, I thought it was her. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Didn't convey it
I
well.
didn't know. But
In case
anyway,
she's
she
watching.
contacted. Yes. Thank you, Katie. But anyway,
Back
she
it
contacted
all.
a friend of hers. Is this correct?
Uh-huh.
Okay. She
An acquaintance
contacted.
in the beekeeping.
Okay. And her name is Heather Tucker, and she lives in Finney Switch.
There you
I've
go.
never known anybody that lives in Finney or Finney Switch. But anyway, that's where she lives with her 2 children and her husband. And she started a new business called Finney Bees. So she came with her dad, and her dad was her helper. And they came into the fellowship hall and looked at it and thought, we can do this. We really can do this. And they said it would probably take probably 8 hours to get all the hives out and to trap a lot of the bees. And then they're going to leave 2 boxes of bee traps. One in the building, in the fellowship hall that's completely separate, and one outside. But anyhow, they did, and they were gone within, 3 hours maybe?
I suppose.
We came to check on them, and they were gone. So anyway, so thank you to Heather Tucker and the Finney Bees. And what was really neat was Channel 11, KCBD out of Lubbock, contacted Terry about coming out and actually broadcasting, doing removal of the bees. And he said, well, I don't know, we can try and get a hold of Heather. And we couldn't get a hold of her. She was very busy. But they came out anyway, and they filmed Heather with the removing the bees. But Terry actually got the video to put on here that he's going to show.
Let's go.
Today, beekeepers took the first step to remove a bee problem from a Hale Center church. One expert we spoke with tells us she found the biggest hive she has ever seen inside the Jerusalem Community Baptist Church.
She says the size of the hive is probably the reason that, and also how long it has been there, and because it's warming up, all those are reasons why the bees are just getting busy to work and why it is so as big as it is. Our KCBD News Channel 11 reporter Melanie Camacho has more on an interesting bee removal tactic.
Karen and Abner, today they took away honeycomb and left traps inside the church. Those beekeepers will return again in 21 days to pick up the traps and set the bees free on farms to pollinate plants. We spoke with a beekeeper about what exactly she saw inside the church.
In the church, they were Italian honeybees.
Bee removal expert Heather Tucker woke up today not knowing she would see the biggest hive of her career so far.
Probably maybe about as tall as you are.
She got a phone call from the lead pastor at Jerusalem Community Baptist Church saying there was a hive.
Just one queen. She will lay and lay and lay and lay.
It's a process to get rid of thousands of bees.
That's what we did. We set up, after we got all the comb out, we set up a trap for them so they would go into the box.
So when she got the call, she knew something had to be done.
Super deep boxes, and I got about 3 of those with 10 frames each. If I were to estimate how long that particular hive had been there, I would say no less than 10 years.
But sometimes when you get to the site, the damage has already been done.
Took this hive out, we had to tear some sheetrock down because there was so much honey and wax in there, so much comb, that it completely ruined the ceiling.
Fortunately, this bee problem shouldn't impact church services. We're told the hives are in a separate area. Karen and Abner.
Oh, what do you know about that?
Wow, isn't that cool?
KCBD, the big news guys come out and cover little old us.
Yeah, that was really nice. So that's all I have for Sally's Corner, Terry.
All right, well, that was a fascinating Sally's Corner.
Oh,
and
thank
now to bring us up to our first guest of the night, Miss Tasha Canales, who will be coming up after this. We've got a stellar ensemble of giggle boxes that are pretty well up right now, so I think they're going to be able to sing. Welcome, Wendy Baker, Nelda Bartley, and Russell, Wendy's daddy. That's the best I got. There.
Russell.
In the quiet, in the stillness, I know that you are God. In the secret of your presence, I know there I am restored. When you call, I won't refuse. Each new day again I'll choose. There is no one else for me, none but Jesus, crucified to set me free. Now I live to bring him praise. In the chaos, in confusion, I know you're sovereign still. In the moment of my weakness, you give me grace to do your will. When you call, I won't delay. This my song through all my days. There is no one else for me, none but Jesus, crucified to set me free. Now I live to bring him praise. There is no one else for me, none but Jesus, crucified to set me free. Now I live to bring him praise. All my delight is in you, Lord. All of my hope, all of my strength. All my delight is in you, Lord. All my hope, all my delight is in you, Lord. All of my hope, all of my strength. All my delight is in you, Lord, forevermore. There is no one else for me, none but Jesus, crucified to set me free. Now I live to bring him praise.
Amen. Gotta switch. There.
That was beautiful.
It was.
as always.
beautiful. Yes.
We're so grateful for the talent that we
Yeah.
get coming in here. And
Wendy Baker and Friends, which is Nelda.
don't cross your eyes at me, Nelda. Do something
I
with her.
know,
Start
I
bringing
know.
Tim with you. We need some help. in here.
Here is Tim anyway.
Really.
He's baling hay.
Balin Hay. Oh,
Balin Hay.
golly, hopefully he's driving the tractor. He ain't a
Yeah,
kid anymore.
Yeah. And also for Russell being here. Thank
That's
you
right.
for being
Thank you
here
so
too.
much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, as we mentioned, we have a wonderful guest tonight, and I'm eager to hear what all she's going to have to talk about. And this is a place very dear to our heart. And I've only met you one time, but I'm so glad to be here tonight to get to learn more about you. Join to the set of Hope for Hale Center, one of Plainview's dearest. This is Tasha Canales of Broadway Treasures.
Yay!
Okay, Terry, hit the right buttons.
Terry's going to hit the button.
There we go. I'm so
There you go. No, there you
Welcome.
go.
So nice to have you here tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Yeah, I'm so glad you came.
Now, you guys have known each other from shopping for some time.
We have. I don't know how, 3 years maybe?
Probably about 3.
Yeah,
I would
probably
think
about
so.
3. Every time we go, my sister comes into town, we go shopping.
That's right.
Oh my goodness, way back in the nursing home, I would bring, there was one of the people that was living there, one of the girls.
Yes,
And I
ma'am.
would bring
That's
her in
right.
there to go shopping.
I think that's when I first met you.
I think so too.
Yes.
Yeah. But I love shopping at Broadway Treasures, and it's in downtown Plainview on Broadway. That's why Broadway Treasures.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
exactly right.
So how long have you been there?
Coming up on 5 years in August now.
5
Wow.
years. Wow.
Yes.
That's a long time.
Are you a Plainview girl?
From about 6th grade on.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Yes, but
Yeah.
Panhandle area.
Uh-huh.
Yes,
So you went to Plainview High?
I did.
Yeah. Wow.
Senior
that's
96.
good. Yeah.
You're 96.
Wow, 96.
You just remind us how old we
Wow.
are.
Yeah.
Well, a little background. You mentioned your mom was going to try to come with you tonight, so she lives here local?
She does. She's a teacher over in Plainview and has been for about 30 years now.
Oh, really?
What's her first name?
Her name's Becky.
Becky.
Yes.
Okay. You don't want to tell what?
First grade Highland
Okay.
is where she's been the whole time.
But they would know her as
grade.
Mrs.
Vega.
Mrs.
Mrs. Vega.
All right.
And she's
Okay.
probably going to get me for saying this, but her given name is actually Queen. So just depending
Really?
on if you know her professionally or just as a friend, it'll be Becky or Queen.
Becky or Queen?
Queen Vega.
Really?
Yes.
Was it okay?
That's awesome.
There's I have to ask her sometime where that came from.
Full blood Indian grandmother.
Really?
Oh, really?
Wow. That's
So
cool.
we have Cherokee in us.
Yeah. Well,
Yes,
I have Indian in me too.
Yes.
Yep.
And I'll have Mexican food in me tonight.
Oh, even better then, right?
It's muy bueno, too.
Yes, definitely.
Now, how did you wind up, what drew you to Broadway Treasures before we get into talking about what that is?
Well, I actually started working at the Crisis Center through a program that Obama had set up called HPRP, which is rapid rehousing and helping with bills and stuff like that. But it was only a grant for 2 years. So
that was how they afforded to bring you in initially?
yes.
Okay.
And then once that was up, I went to our then director, Kay, and told her I didn't want to leave the Crisis Center family. And they
Family,
found
I
me.
like the way you put that.
Yes, we are. We're one big family over there.
Yeah.
And so she found me another position within the Crisis Center, but over at our safe home.
Okay.
And I was there for, goodness, 2.5, 3 years
Really?
before the manager that was managing Broadway Treasures at the time
Yeah.
moved, and that position became open. And
Oh wow. Wow.
Right.
So
I've
you were
applied.
helping the women and children? Is it both
women and children, yes.
Yeah.
Well, then, before we go in any other one direction, or we'll want to talk a little bit about what the store does and such as that, but tell us and tell the viewers, for those that may not really know, why there's a Broadway Treasures and what that's all about.
Well, first of all, the Crisis Center of the Plains, we help men, women, and children who have been through domestic violence, sexual assault, and
Men
just
too. I
men
didn't know
too.
that.
Yes, and most recently trafficking.
Uh-huh.
And
In
And
Plainview?
describe what trafficking is.
Wow.
trafficking, it's anytime a person is abducted and put into basically the sexual trade.
Forced in.
Forced in, exactly, against their will. They don't have to go from one position to the other, place to the other to be trafficked. It could be they are kidnapped in Plainview, kept in Plainview,
Yeah.
Good.
Wow.
but they,
And that happens
unfortunately, all the time,
in Plainview even.
That's just shocking.
all the time.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes.
Oh, I've heard it was happening in Lubbock, but never dreaming it would happen in Plainview.
Yes.
Wow.
So that is one of the things that's helped. What other things are they?
Well, Broadway Treasures itself came into being whenever they realized that our women exiting from our safe home needed some type of avenue to be able to get just the basic necessities.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
A couch,
yeah.
pots and pans.
Really?
And without
Oh.
having a, place that warehoused those items, that was basically almost impossible.
Really? Yeah.
You know, so Broadway Treasures came into being in
And it's been around a long time, hasn't
about
it?
20 years
20
now.
Is that
years.
right?
Yes.
That's about how long we've been here.
Yeah. So the same location, everything, where the
Same
store is.
location.
Now, it's right across the street. For those of you that don't know, Broadway Treasures is right across the street from the face of the courthouse.
Right.
If you're old timer like me and you know where White's was,
White's
the White
Auto.
store, White Auto store, or the Annex building, it's kind of in between them. And is that where it's been all along?
The whole time, yes.
Okay.
Wow. Wow.
And it's like you may not like this for lack of term though. It's kind of like a Goodwill store or it's a thrift store.
Yes.
Would you say? You describe
It's
it.
A resale shop.
We're
Okay.
a resale, yes.
Yes.
Everything is donated, and you know, all the proceeds. The difference between us and Goodwill or some Salvation Armies, everything stays local.
Uh-huh.
Oh, really?
You know,
So it all stays there.
it all stays here. Whether
Is
it's
this all a Plainview deal? The whole thing is just a Plainview deal, or is it partly networked with state and such?
well, the crisis center we run off of grants.
Right.
Uh-huh. Good.
You know, but we don't run off of grants at the store.
Uh-huh.
So everything we are completely self-sufficient. Plus, we support the crisis center.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if someone is in need of things, do they get vouchers or things like
Yes,
that?
our clients, whether they're from the safe home or they're just clients within the crisis center itself, they're eligible for vouchers, and they can come to us with the voucher at Broadway Treasures, and whatever's on that voucher, they get for free.
Like
Okay.
a dollar amount, or is it for things?
It's both.
Right.
Somebody will, need clothes, so they'll come in and we'll say, hey, you got 10 $1 items to get, go shopping,
Wow.
or
I need furniture.
we also do help some just regular Plainview citizens. We help people who have been through fires
Uh-huh.
Awesome.
get restarted.
That's good.
Families who have children in school who can't
Yeah.
afford to cope.
So it's not always
Aw.
just an abuse thing.
No.
Right. No, we try to help our local people as well.
Yeah. So if a person is in need, is there a place that they can go? Like you're saying, the crisis center. Is there a place? Isn't there a place over by Ash Elementary or so? Where is it?
The
that they would
crisis
go?
center itself.
I guess.
We're on the
uh-huh.
corner of 7th and Ash. If you're familiar
7th
with
and Ash.
yeah,
Okay, that's
familiar with
because I took a girl there one time.
exactly, yes, post office, scrub shop, crisis center.
Okay.
Right along Ash.
Okay,
On
well,
Ash.
we may be changing up our schedule a little bit if Travis doesn't get here. So I'm going to ask the group to get back in place. And just before we go into this next break and have some more of this beautiful music, if there's somebody watching now that's in trouble, what kind of scenario and what would they do? Tell me, like if you knew somebody was sitting in the house now and that their husband or their wife who's been abusing them or their children has just walked out for a few minutes, what would you say to them if you had a moment?
I would say, first of all, make sure you're safe.
Mm.
And as soon as you can, if you need to go to the police department, go to the police department, and they can then get you to the crisis center. Or during our regular business hours while we're open, which is basically 9 to 5 during the week, go to the crisis center itself. And if that doesn't work for you, you can always call our hotline, and our hotline number is online.
There you go.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
awesome.
What if they aren't online? If they don't have access to the internet?
Number right off.
Do you have a number that you can?
293-9772, area code 806.
Very good.
939-9772.
Very good.
Don't, especially, and I only say especially is in a way of trying to maybe coax you, but especially if you have children. Sometimes, and this is a horrible thought and it's so untrue, but you may think, I don't want to do anything, maybe I had this coming or whatever, which is such a lie. But if you have children there especially, they don't have any reason for this. You have no reason to be caught in this. Go in and make the call as soon as you get an opportunity, and you'll find that there are people who care and that there are ways out of these kind of situations.
Exactly.
And we'll come back here in just a couple of minutes and visit some more with our friend Tasha Canales. But right now we're going to go back and hear some more beautiful inspirational music from Wendy Baker and friends.
When the music fades, all is stripped away, and I simply come just to bring something that's of worth that will bless your heart. I'll bring you more than a song, for a song in itself, it's not what you have required. You search much deeper within, through the way things appear. You're looking into my heart. I'm coming back to the heart of worship, and it's all about you. It's all about you, Jesus. I'm sorry, Lord, for the thing I made it. When it's all about you, it's all about you, Jesus. King of endless work, no one could express how much you deserve. Though weak and poor, all I have is yours, every single breath. I'll bring you more than a song. I'll bring you more than a song. I'll bring you more than a song, for a song in itself, it's not what you have required. You search much deeper within, through the way things appear. You're looking into my heart. I'm coming back to the heart of worship, and it's all about you. It's all about you, Jesus. I'm sorry, Lord, for the thing I made it. When it's all about you, it's all about you, Jesus. When it's all about you, it's all about you, Jesus. It's all about you, Jesus.
Amen. Woo! One of my favorite songs.
That is, it
awesome.
is. It's,
It really
you know,
is.
thank you, Wendy, and
Yeah.
guys and
Yeah,
girls. That's, that song, there's a neat thing about you're choosing that. I can't see her
Yes.
for the music,
I
but I know
know
you're
that-
back there. But to me, when I hear songs, a lot of times when I hear a song performed at church, or I hear an artist perform different songs at a venue where they're not just promoting an album, it always touches me a little bit what their selection was,
Yeah.
why they chose this song, what they were
Right.
choosing. And that's a song I've never heard anywhere else except when we listened to it on the CD. And it's on either Worship or Worship Again by Michael W. Smith. And we were driving back from California. And as we're listening to all these songs and the hit songs on the CD, and it's a live concert, when that song came on, we kept going back and playing it again.
Yeah.
And we kept going back and playing it again because it makes you worship, doesn't it? She just said it's her
Yeah,
favorite.
That's right.
And
Because you know why?
that's special.
Because it's all about Him.
It's
all
all
about,
about Him.
Jesus.
And
Amen.
so it means a lot that that's a song selection. Thank you
Yeah.
again for that. God bless you. What a good night. Travis, you don't know what you're missing, buddy.
That's right. Yes.
Hopefully you'll still make it. Travis Street of Street Real Estate in Plainview is our testimony guest who's scheduled for tonight. We've got a lot of good information and some very moving and important things that we're sharing with Miss Canales right now. And we can fill in
Miss
a lot of time here, I
Canales,
think.
isn't that-
I
isn't
like
that
to say
cute?
that. You're Indian.
Thank you. Yes.
Is that,
Yeah.
so that's the black long hair. And now I can see
Well,
it.
This is actually
You don't have
not
to
my
say it. Oh,
have to
as
say
it fell
that,
out of my
Terry.
mouth, I thought, stop it.
It's okay.
It looks pretty.
Thank
It
you.
So
really
what
does.
what part Indian are you?
Cherokee. I
Figure
think
you,
she
yeah,
said.
but what do you figure, you're a
Cherokee.
quarter? Or
I'm
You say
probably
your
about a
mom is-
quarter.
because your mom sounds like she's probably about half if she's got
Yes.
an
Yeah.
Indian name.
She is.
Yeah.
She is. Yes, sir.
Yeah. My grandmother was a Wooten.
Oh.
So they came from Oklahoma. So they were
Right.
Indian.
And that's a problem. Your grandmother was Wooten and you're a
Uh-huh.
ringtail tutor.
Thank you.
That's just I need my rim shot lined up. Okay, we're back with Tasha Canales from Broadway Treasures in Plainview, and you were telling us a little bit about what about the safe house. You were telling us a little bit about how to
Yeah.
get involved if you need to be in there. You may know somebody, and what are the resources if I knew somebody and my heart was breaking because I knew they're in a bad situation. Nobody wants to be a Buninsky, and nobody wants to get their nose broke trying to help.
Right.
Are there things that you suggest? Or
If you know somebody, that's one of the hardest parts
It
because
is.
unless that person themselves is ready, to make that change and
Right.
to
They
make
have
that
to be
leap.
ready.
Mhm.
yes,
It's not going to
it's
do
a
any good.
hard thing to do
Yeah.
because there's a cycle and we see it all the time. Women will fall right back into it, and so they truly have to be ready and know that they have that support.
Mhm.
They're ready to catch them.
Right. Yes.
And a lot of times, I think one of the best things people can do if they know somebody like that, the word you just used, support. Let them know
Yes.
instead of. Sometimes we, in our meaning well, we just, you need to just get out of there. You need to, and people are quick to tell you
They
what
just
you
don't
need to
know.
do.
Yeah.
When sometimes we just need to understand and be supportive and love them, and let them know that if they do go to something like that, if they make a reach out, they're not going to be alone. We'll be there.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Right.
I had a family member that was in a very abusive situation, and it took her years for her to get, up, not only the nerve to finally just, that's it. That is it, no more, because he almost killed her.
Yeah.
And it was a very dangerous position she was in, but finally that was it.
Right.
Yeah, so it is getting to that point, but she didn't have a support system like this.
Right.
Yeah, so this is good that you guys are there.
Yes, and we don't only help Hale County, we help counties surrounding. So
Oh, really? Okay.
yes, and
How far away? What's the circumference?
I believe it's 13 counties.
Really?
No.
so
Could be-
everybody
yeah,
surrounding.
somewhere around there.
And then some.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. So I mean, even if you're not in our county, radius, but you want to reach out to us and find out who you need to go to,
Yeah.
we'll be sure to direct you in that
Your
direction.
network
Yes.
probably.
Yeah, exactly. Oh yes, definitely.
That's awesome. So Broadway Treasures does a whole lot more than just have a resale shop or
Yes.
store.
There's a lot to it.
Yeah, there's a lot
Yes.
to it.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow. That's awesome.
Well, you're telling a little bit of how the store is used for that, about how their vouchers and the women or just individuals that are in need, when they finally get where they're going to try to step out on their own again, you fulfill a lot of their needs. Otherwise, monetarily, there's also monetary donations and such, or
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
appropriations.
Right. We do take donations at the store, but primarily the larger donations go through the crisis center itself. But, we do sell to the public in the store. So, even if you just, whether you come in and donate or whether you come in and spend your money, you are still supporting the crisis center and the men, women, and children that we help.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So,
Wow. That's good. It really is.
yes.
Oh.
She
She's
loves
neat, Daddy.
Tasha, and she thinks if she's here, I should be on camera.
Yeah.
You need
I-
to
She
I know.
deserves spotlight. Let me just look at her.
She
Did
does.
you hear
she
that?
does.
You deserve spotlight.
It's so
Look at
funny.
that.
And one of the first
Yeah.
times, speaking of that my sister Susie, she lives in Colorado and she comes twice a year, and we came to visit the store, and it was in the summer,
Yes.
and you said, "Where's Ginger?" I said, "She's in the car." She, "Get her out of the car and bring
Get her in here.
Exactly.
So brought her in on the leash, and she got to run in the store. I'm
Right.
sure you don't do that for
We're-
all dogs. but-
No, most dogs have to be leashed, but we're
Oh,
we're
yeah.
pet friendly. So if you want to come shopping in Plainview but don't want to leave your pet at home, your pet's
Yes.
welcome.
That's
Wow.
good, isn't
Yes.
it?
Well,
It's-
tell us a
it's-
little about the store then, with that in mind. Tell us if
what all
somebody's
is in
never
there?
been there, what they would find if they come in.
Literally, I tell people we've had stuff from the bathroom sink, to
Really?
the
The
bathroom
bathroom
toilet,
sink?
the
Plumbing
kitchen.
fixtures, huh?
We've had it
Wow.
all in there. So, whether you're looking for it or wanting to donate it, chances are we're going to have it. And if we don't have it at that point, it will eventually roll in. But clothes is our primary seller. Without those clothes, we couldn't, clothe.
Necessity.
Yeah.
Yes,
And
exactly.
you've got good things.
Yes,
good
we have
clothes.
name brand. We have our
Yeah.
regular section where everything's $1 for the most part.
Yep.
And then we have our
Wow.
boutique where
That's like Taco Bell.
I know.
We have a
exactly
dollar
right.
menu at Broadway Treasures.
That's right. And you'll find name brand stuff out there on the regular floor, but we have our boutique where things are going to be just a little higher, but
Is that back in the back part? from
It's
where
right
your
behind the desk.
register is? Okay.
right behind the desk.
I remember what that is.
Yeah.
It's the rooms.
Yes.
Yes.
Rooms, yeah.
Yes.
I think I found a
and-
jacket there once.
I think so.
Yes.
You don't just look
And-
like this by accident.
That's right. But and then we have just your regular pots and pans, but then we also have your collectible glassware,
Crystal. don't
crystal.
ya?
Yes, so if you're planning a wedding, come see us. We'll hook you
That's
up with
right.
your crystal glasses for $1 each.
Yeah.
Listen to that.
A
Some
lot
really
of-
nice.
Yeah, a lot of my kitchen stuff is Broadway Treasures things. I mean,
That's exactly right.
canisters to
Our
all kinds
donors
of
keep
things.
us so well stocked.
Yeah.
They're
Are there a
I
lot
mean,
of regular
people are
donors that just?
all the time. I mean, I have my regulars. They'll walk in, drop it off, and I don't even have to ask them their name.
Yeah.
And it is all tax deductible. So if you want a tax receipt and you want to donate,
just,
we can
do you
provide
write
that with
everything?
you.
You write everything down, and then you
Yes.
just sign off on it or something.
It's
right.
better
That's
than a
good.
garage sale. It's like
Oh,
going in.
yeah.
Russell, how old are you, buddy?
Too old.
Oh, come on, give me a number.
58.
Okay. That's.
Okay.
I was hoping
It's
you'd
only
say
a
that
couple
because you're
years.
going to appreciate this, even though you're not wearing glasses. I went in there
Yeah.
once. Sally and Susie were doing their shopping, and I walk in. I'm looking around, and there's stuff that a guy of my age and even you younger fellows would appreciate. For guys. I came out of there with something I was so thrilled with, and I still have it over in my shop. I don't get to use it as often as I'd like to because it's there instead of at home. But it's one of these the magnifying glass. It's about this big around
that's
with the
right.
rim around it and the good fluorescent light built in it on the big pull-down spring-loaded arm. And it's got the switch. And I mean, this thing would have probably been easily $50 or $75. It's a good quality one, and I think I paid $350 for it.
Yeah.
And because some of the kind of things you find there, they've got CDs, they've got old audio tapes. You probably still have some
Records?
VCRs,
Oh, yes.
DVDs.
You've made a lot of changes. I mean, things like that. You still have all that.
I do
right?
still have all that. Now, you
That
know,
y'all
if you're
probably
looking
refer
for
to
a
as
flat
junk.
screen TV, chances are you probably won't find that there.
Because they go quickly, I bet.
Yes, but you know, if you just need a TV because you want to watch, you know, a VHS tape or DVD, I can hook you up.
Really
I bet.
good. So,
Yeah.
so if somebody needed something, can they just call you and see if it's there, or would it be
Sure.
better for them to come in?
It
'Cause I know you're
switches over.
busy.
Yeah, well, and you know the products switch over so fast. So
Yeah.
you know, I had someone who called just today looking for a toaster, and I said, you know, I don't have any right now, but
Uh-huh.
Boom.
keep checking with me
Okay.
because probably this week,
Yeah.
you know, if not next, I'll have one come in.
Yeah.
If
And
you
probably
had-
as soon as it comes in, it sells.
Yes.
If you had to estimate, how many people a day would you say walk through there?
Yeah.
Probably anywhere between, on a slow day, probably 50, 75. On a busy day, we'll be slammed from open to close.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a great
Couple
thing.
hundred or
It's a
better.
great thing.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's good.
oh,
Y'all come on
yeah.
and see me.
You really ought to see this place.
It
It's
is really
if
neat.
you, and if you're, well, I would never shop at a place like that. Well, go because it's a good place to be. You might want to go in there and see what they have, what you could donate. But come down off your high horse and go in and check it out because it's, as she said, there's not only a lot of nice things. You might not want anything secondhand, but you might know somebody that does, and you might could buy a trunk load of things to bless somebody else with that's not maybe as fortunate as you are, and every penny you spend goes to a good place. Isn't that
That's
right?
right.
That's right.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's very good.
Broadway
right.
Treasures. Anything else from the heart before we have our next song, and then we'll come back and wind up.
No, I just, you know, he touched on, you know, you might not think about coming and shopping with us, but, you know, honestly, if you come and shop, you'd be surprised. We do get new stuff in. I have Tommy Hilfiger dresses with tags still on them. I have prom dresses that I know prom season's just about over, but I have prom dresses in there that are $200-$300 for $20.
Whoa.
My
So,
goodness,
you know, if,
Well, I wish I could wear one.
but yeah, you know, even if you think there's something there for me, you'd be surprised.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's good. Okay, and what's the actual address on Broadway?
513 Broadway, like Terry was saying, right across the street from the courthouse.
So if you see the cow, which Ginger likes to go and attack the cow,
Yes,
it's just right across the street.
that's exactly right.
And you're open Monday through Friday or Monday through Saturday?
Monday through Saturday, but Monday through Friday we're there from 9 to 6, and then Saturday 10 to 5.
Really? So you're open on Saturdays?
We are there.
I did not know that.
Very good.
Wow.
All right, well, we'll come back in just a couple of minutes and we'll wind things up. I'm afraid we're not going to get to see Travis tonight, But follow him on Facebook. The young man loves the Lord, and he's got a lot of really neat things to share. And I
Yeah.
wish we could have heard some of them tonight, but obviously something came up. But I'll bet right now, if you'll open up your heart, you'll be blessed by this next beautiful song from Wendy Baker and Friends.
You unravel me with a melody. You surround me with a song of deliverance from my enemies till all my fears are gone. I'm no longer a slave to fear. I am a child of God. I'm no longer a slave to fear. I am a child of God. From my mother's womb, you have chosen me. Love has called my name. I've been born again into your family. Your blood flows through my veins. I'm no longer a slave to fear. I am a child of God. I'm no longer a slave to fear. I am a child of God. I'm no longer a slave to fear. I am a child of God. I'm no longer a slave to fear. I am a child of God. You split the sea so I could walk right through it. My fears are drowned in perfect love. You rescued me so I could stand and sing. I am a child of God. You split the sea so I could walk right through it. You drowned my fears in perfect love. You rescued me so I could stand and sing. I am a child of God. I am a child of God. I am a child of God. Yes, I am a child of God.
Oh,
Amen.
beautiful.
Thank you for do-overs.
Oh, not only that, now I've got to do this again. I'm going to ask you to just do that chorus a cappella. Just give it all you got, and let's hear that. That is so awesome and inspiring.
I'm no longer a slave to fear. I am a child of God.
Keep
Give it to
playing.
you. It's all right.
I'm no longer a slave to fear. I am a child of God.
Oh,
Yes, I am a child of God.
praise God. That's
Amen,
beautiful.
amen.
Beautiful, guys.
Y'all are awesome.
Yes, you are. That's okay, Russell.
Been run over and beat stabbed at night.
You know, you could have just kept going. It's just beautiful.
Yeah.
The vocals are just so nice. You had a little. I hate to say this because it's not. Well, Jim Cole. you had a little Jim Cole harmony in the background. You're thinking, well,
Jim
who is
Cole.
that?
Who's down
He's
below
a
that?
Christian artist that sounds just like James Taylor.
Oh, that's
So
true.
what are you supposed
That's
to?
true.
But it's nice harmonies. They're beautiful.
Nelda was giving me the eye that time.
I was going, keep playing, keep playing.
Oh, there you go.
I didn't know which way to go.
Thank you. That was beautiful. And we'll have
Yes,
one
it
more
is.
coming from the girls here in just a little bit. And
The
here we
girls
go.
and
The girls,
The girls and the guy. Dadgummit.
two
And-
girls
and,
and a guy. We can
after
have two girls and a guy.
You really
Really.
are adding a lot of nice harmony
Yes.
there. The two y'all are just doing a beautiful job and having the male
Well,
sound
love
under
it.
it. Just really-
Wendy's voice is just
it
Angelic.
is.
beautiful,
It
beautiful.
is.
You know
Yes.
what's?
It really is.
I hear Wendy's heart, and that's
Yeah.
golly, just feeds
Yeah.
us. Praise God.
I hear all three of your
Yep,
hearts.
that's good.
Yes.
Beautiful stuff.
Amen.
All right.
Okay. Well, Tasha and I were talking just a second ago, while they were singing, just touching on a couple of things, that she has a little bit more input about there at the Broadway Treasures and the Crisis Center.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. We also offer Christmas shopping for some of our clients, and they get to come over during the Christmas season, and it's a completely separate thing than Broadway Treasures. It's just located upstairs in our building, and they can go upstairs and go shopping for their kids or the kids for their parents.
Toys and everything like that?
Y'all, Walmart donates everything, basically everything we have up there, and it just looks like a little miniature Walmart really up there.
It's all new.
Really?
New, brand
For
new
special
in the package.
situations.
Yes, and it gets donated throughout the year. And of course, if somebody comes in, needing something, car seat, one of our clients needs a car seat or whatever, we have it, then they can of course go up there and get it, not
Yeah.
during the Christmas season, but
Uh-huh.
when Christmas season rolls around,
So
it's there.
that's awesome. So it's our local Walmart?
Our
Or
local
Walmart
Walmart.
distribution?
Local, well,
Probably both.
both.
Oh, yeah.
Both,
Yeah.
really. I guess distribution's the main one, but,
That's awesome.
Yes.
It really is.
Kind of
It-
things like that restore your faith.
It does.
In
it
humanity. I mean, we
Yeah.
have faith in God, but sometimes
does. Yeah.
it's hard to see a lot of faith in people.
Right.
But that's good.
And big businesses. So
Mhm.
many times the big businesses, they're too busy. To have them donate things like that. Any other donations that come in from other?
Well, just recently, Wayland, which is our local Baptist university, they have a group called Enactus, and it's a business group, and they had a grant, and they decided to spend the grant with the Crisis Center and Broadway Treasures. We were in bad need of some new clothes racks being built, and they came in and they built us some new clothes racks. Our new signs that you'll see out front and out back,
Uh-huh.
that came from them.
Really?
Yes.
With
and
the signs that say Crisis Center and things like that?
Broadway Treasures.
And the Broadway Treasure.
Yes.
I wish we had a sign. We should have gotten a picture. We could
We
put
should
that
have.
up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Huh. Next time we will.
Definitely.
Yeah. Well, anything else that's coming up as far as like, well, you're talking about Christmas. Is there any other holidays that are special?
Not necessarily. I mean, check out our window every, time the season changes. We,
Oh, you have a
constantly
display
the display
don't
window.
you?
We have a lot of fun. Myself and my employee Mariana, we have a lot of fun decorating for that, and we'll plan sometimes a year ahead.
Really?
Really?
What
To
you
get
gonna
that
put in
done.
that window?
Exactly. It's when
How
every
often do you
new-
change it?
Well, at least every time that a new holiday rolls around. Now,
Yeah.
my Easter stuff is still in there, but it's so pretty this time that I just decided to leave it. But
That's what I was going to
for a
ask.
little
What's in there
while.
now? Can you describe it?
It's Easter. Probably tomorrow we'll get in there, pull the Easter out, but keep it
Start
spring
doing
and just to
Fourth
add.
of- Fourth of July would be the next
We'll
thing?
do 4th of July. Well, we'll probably do a summer window, and then we'll switch it up for 4th of July, and then it's every month after that because you have back to school, Cowboy Days.
Yeah.
Then
It's
yeah,
lots of things
so-
going on. Yeah.
If you take
That's cool.
pictures of your window, since you do that, if you take pictures of the window and send them to Sally or me, we put it on
Yeah.
Breaking Insider and
Sure.
Nice.
kind of promote
Yeah,
it for you.
promote
That's a
it.
neat deal.
That'd be
Yes,
nice.
absolutely.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
And you guys don't do any other kind of advertising or anything like that, do you?
Well, we're just such a small, nonprofit that, advertising is kind of hard for us. But I know what
Word
my
of mouth is
director.
one of the best
yes,
advertisements
yes, and
anyway.
exactly. My director, Marcy Brown, for the Crisis Center, she goes on to the radio station every Saturday or Sunday. Sorry, Marcy,
Oh,
I don't know
good.
Oh, good.
which, and she'll promote the Crisis Center and Broadway Treasures.
Okay.
And
With Janie, is it? You remembered who? Okay, I was just thinking of.
I'm not sure.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not sure who.
Well, who
it
the
is
old
with.
jocks are on
Yeah,
there still.
I know.
You
It
know.
was
Right.
being silly there. Well, anything that's coming up, please use us. The Hope for Hale Center.
Definitely.
I mean, it's not just Hale Center; it's the whole community around here, Plainview to just Olton, all over.
Right.
Yeah.
We also have volunteer opportunities. If you'd like to come and volunteer, we can always use some
Now that's-
volunteers.
Volunteer to do
Very
what?
good.
You can help us clean, hang. If you have a special like woodworking ability, I have projects I'd love to have
You
done.
mean as
but
far as carpentry or?
carpentry, I'd love to have some shelves built. You
Yeah.
know, but I don't know anybody who has those skills.
Somebody.
Well,
I have a lot of
yeah.
those skills, but I don't have any time at all to do that. But I'm sure there are
Right.
some people that do.
yeah.
And she's been after me to make shelves.
Yes. Yeah. I'm a shelf person. I have to have shelves. But so like you're saying, cleaning. When the one time the church, one of the other churches here, they had a big garage sale and they got rid of a bunch of stuff that did not sell. And I said, well, I'll take it over to Broadway Treasures. So that's what I did. And then your back room, you've got to have someone to take that stuff out, which I thought was really nice. I had young men that took it out of my car
That's right.
and took it into the building.
Right.
But then you've got to have somebody sort it out. And where
That's
to put
right.
it.
It's just myself and 2 employees during the week.
That's it.
That's it.
Wow.
To
Wow.
get through everything that gets donated. And so, I mean, really, we rely on our community service and our volunteers to show up and help us. Makes the, store go like
Yeah.
clockwork. And without that, we couldn't do it.
Wow.
Awesome
Well, it
thing.
does go like clockwork. You'd never know
It does.
the internal things if you had problems because I love shopping. I really do. I love
Thank
shopping
you.
at Broadway Treasures.
She does. She tells me that
Yeah.
all the time. Gonna go by
Right.
Broadway Treasures.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, anything else you'd like to add?
I don't think so, but if you have any questions, phone number is 806-291-8058.
And how often are you there? If somebody want to come by and see you?
I'm there during the week, not on Saturdays, thankfully. I get the weekends
Everybody
off,
likes to be
but
off.
I'm there during the week. Just, if you need to come see me personally, give me a holler, and I'll try to set up a time.
Yeah.
So,
That's awesome.
yes.
Tasha, it was so nice to visit with you. And we're
Yes.
so behind what you're doing.
Thank
Yeah.
We
you.
love Broadway Treasures.
Yeah.
Thank you for your support.
And we're just about to wind up this edition. Again, we certainly miss getting to see and hear from Brother Travis Street, but I'm sure there's some very good explanation. We pray that everybody is all right. He was going to be with us a few weeks back, and he lost his grandma, or his great-grandmother.
His great grandmother.
And as he was telling me, he said that he got to be with her, his great-grandmother, and said that just before she passed, she got to tell him that she loved him, and then she started just joyfully saying, Jesus, 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 just before she closed her eyes and went.
Isn't
went
that
to peace. So
awesome?
where are you? We wanted to hear that firsthand. But anyway, we look forward to seeing him in the near future. And before we go out and go back to the girls and Guy, to wind up the night, Sally's going to tell you who our guests are for next week.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Our first guest is going to be Mac and Perry McDonald from here in Hale Center.
Mac.
Yeah. And Terry Timms is going to give his testimony and share the Lord with you or with us. And then Jonathan Jimenez is going to be our musical guest.
Looking forward to seeing all three
Yeah,
of them.
it's going to be great.
All four when you count Perry in there.
Right,
Or all
that's
four
right.
when you count Mac, we'll put it that way.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
All right. Well, again, thank you so much
Yeah,
for joining us
thanks for
tonight on
joining
Hope for
us.
Hale Center, and hopefully we'll get Travis someday down the line.
Yeah.
And maybe you see him in Walmart and ask him, say, hey, tell me what all you were going to say on TV.
And think about it, when you watch the Hope for Hale Center, tell a friend, tell family all over the country that they can go on YouTube and they can watch it either live or they can watch it at one of the archives.
That's right. And when
Yeah.
you go on, click the subscribe button. If you're on right now, as you're watching this, you have to be on. So don't maximize the screen. Make it small again, just enough that you scroll up and you'll see a big red subscribe button. If it's red, click that and it'll turn gray, and that means you're subscribed and you'll get notifications when we go live. And when you click it and it turns gray, there'll be a little bell. Click it and it'll put little vibration signs on the side of it, and your phone will go off when we go live.
Right.
Will you do that?
Yeah, just
And
do that.
finally, remember, as we said at the beginning, we're viewer supported and we do need your help.
Yes.
This isn't free. It's free provided to you. The DVDs are free that we offer to anybody who wants to see it. We also have the church AM and PM services from Sunday, all on DVD. So you can get all of those things just by asking us online or in person. But if you're moved at all to be a part of this and help, we would certainly appreciate the donations. The scroll has been going by with the mailing address. It's Box 112 in Hale Center, 79041.
Yeah.
And that's going to wind it up for
That's
tonight.
going to wind it up for tonight.
Except for one more beautiful praise song.
Ah,
And thanks
yes,
again
from-
so much to Wendy Baker,
Uh-huh. And
Nelda Bartley.
Nelda Bartley. I always want to say Nelda Rogers, but Nelda Rogers Bartley.
It's that old
Facebook.
Facebook crush. And Russell,
her-
what's your last name?
Hardy.
Hardy.
Yes. And it was Wendy Hardy
It was Wendy Hardy. That's right, for a long
for the
time.
longest time.
With a little
and, yeah,
purple Camaro.
But now it's Baker.
That's
Yeah.
it. All right.
Thank you all for being here. And Tasha, thank you
Thank you
also
so
for
much.
being here too.
Thank you for
God
having me.
bless you all.
I'm only human. I'm just a woman. Help me believe what I could be and all that I am. Show me the stairway I have to climb. Lord, for my sake, teach me to take one day at a time. One day at a time, sweet Jesus. That's all I'm asking of you. Just give me the strength to do every day what I have to do. Yesterday's gone, sweet Jesus, and tomorrow may never be mine. Lord, help me today, show me the way one day at a time. Do you remember when you walked among men? Well, Jesus, you know, if you're looking below, it's worse now than then. Cheating and stealing, violence and crime. So for my sake, teach me to take one day at a time. One day at a time, sweet Jesus. That's all I'm asking of you. Just give me the strength to do every day what I have to do. Yesterday's gone, sweet Jesus, and tomorrow may never be mine. Lord, help me today, show me the way one day at a time. Lord, help me today, show me the way one day at a time.